Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gaming Community Establishment Podcast Show today, Season 3, Episode 2. Excited to be here today with our special guest, Marcus. So he is going to go ahead and give us his introduction and show him some love in the comment section below. So Marcus, go ahead and take it away from us.
All right. First of all, I want to appreciate my brother for letting me hop up on here. It's an honor. I know my brother's been doing his thing, very entrepreneur-like, so it's only right I came in here and show him some love and
Appreciate it.
hop on the panel. My name is Marcus Allen, named after the famous football player. Born and raised, native of San Bernardino, California. 23 years old, Scorpio. Love music, love fashion, and a lover for video games, nostalgic video games to be exact too, but I got a lot of love for what's going on right now in the system of the gaming world and how you can make the best out of anything and it can take you far. So I'm very interested to look into it and tap in with my brother. So
cool, man. Appreciate that intro, man. That's like one of the most warm-hearted ones I had. You know, I mean, I had some good ones, but that one was the best one so far. So appreciate it, man.
Anytime, brother.
Man, okay. So yeah, man. So what we are wanting to know today, hence the title, obviously, but what got you into gaming? Like your first thoughts and your first experience? What just got you hooked to it?
When I first started, I was gifted from my stepdad's nephew. I believe he gave me a PlayStation 1, and that had Tom Clancy. I had
nice.
I had a couple other games on there too. I can vaguely remember, but all I remember is me having my Dreamcast, and I started off playing this Sonic game. He was on the beach. I can't remember which number to the top of my head, but that's kind of how I started. And then days he would babysit me. He would bring whatever other he had, like gaming system, and he would just kind of show me the ropes and kind of play with me. And I'll kind of be checking out what he was doing. And I kind of just got hooked. And then I think my next gaming system that I got a couple years later was a GameCube. And then I eventually ended up getting a PS2. I didn't have the slim to the original thick box.
Yep.
And then my first GameCube I had was the all chrome one. And that's probably the one I had the most amount of games on. But just back and forth from GameCube to PlayStation, it was a blessing to be able to have both because at the time it was very competitive with Nintendo and Sony. So you get the best of both worlds and just, you know what I'm saying? From Def Jam to Crash Bandicoot to it's kind of all coming back to me right now. A lot of those nostalgic games, SS Tricky. I was ready to rumble on Dreamcast.
Man,
that's when I kind of vaguely remember playing too when I was young. But yeah, and then I had an Xbox 360, had a couple games on there, and then 2 years ago on Christmas, my uncle gave me PS4, and I've just been on that ever since.
Nice, man. So one nostalgic game too that I can bring back is the 007 GoldenEye. Now I remember, yeah, that game was on.
It was
the 64.
It was fun, even on the OG. And then I remember playing it on, I think it was Xbox. My cousin had an Xbox one, and that one was really fun and tricky too. But that one was 007 GoldenEye. Woo! That's a classic. That's a classic.
Yeah, man. So all those games.
Man, there's so many games. It's a whole plethora of video games I can't even think of at the moment, but it's just I found it was that video games and skateboarding was what I was really into coming up as a young and growing up in San Bernardino. Because I was real picky to get into sports and stuff like that. I was kind of a little discouraged. I should have hopped on, but I mean, I played basketball 1 year and then I did the football. But growing up, really, I kind of focused on skateboarding and I played a little bit of games too. But I wasn't stuck to the game, but I spent some majority amount of my time as a super young and playing the game.
Oh, nice, man. That's real cool. Because like some people, they either just like stick to one of those things or they just go to both. And thankfully, we get to have both to really, you know, enjoy those type of environments like that. So that's really good, man. You know, for me, myself, I did both. Go outside, you know what I mean? Just like you.
Yeah.
Go outside and do video games.
We went outside and explored. We went outside and kind of seen what the world was like. I how I was living in an apartment complex. I mean, I lived with my grandma and I lived in a few apartments, but I definitely got to explore a little bit and get to see how it was, because I didn't want to keep myself trapped in the house all day just playing the video game, because I don't want to be too wired like that. That's just, it's a time and a place for it.
Right, exactly. And let us not forget one of the top 5 best old school games, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Woo, yeah.
Man.
That's definitely gonna be at the top 2 of my list. It was kind of crazy to see them get into perspective of how it is for the Black community and where we come from, and not necessarily where we come from, but how it is in the Black community and some of these spots like Los Angeles, and how it just kind of it gave a little portrait. It gave us an image and a portrait of how kind of our environment was and how we can kind of see the culture from the Hispanics and the Blacks, and it was beautiful. It was definitely one of my favorite games. I really like 3 too, but San Andreas always hit home for everybody.
Yeah.
Especially for the community we come from, everybody. So I've never heard not one person say they did not like San Andreas.
Yeah, that's facts.
So definitely true. In the Hall of Fame.
You know what I mean? Because it had the hood, it had the countryside, it had Vegas. So they played that smart because it was more diverse than just one of those 3. They actually included all 3 of those type of things, you know?
Absolutely. And that was beautiful. I was happy about that. I was like, finally, get some brothers.
Yeah, man. So, man, like, you know, I'm so glad that, you know, our parents, they brought us into the gaming stuff like that, and, you know, to help us be, you know, introduced to it. And then some people don't really think about it that deep, but what games can also do, it can also help your morale, and, you know, growing up as a kid, it can also assist with teaching you what's right and wrong, you know, about things.
Absolutely. Especially with hand-eye coordination too, like with Call of Duty, like your vision, it helps with your vision at times, kind of being vigilant or seeing things through different sides of your peripheral. It definitely made me a lot more aware of my surroundings, but a lot of experience that I've had too growing up in my city too as well. But I was blessed enough to be able to be introduced to the gaming system and then be able to coexist with how we're living too, to kind of just stay aware, you know what I'm saying? And teaching us from right from wrong, because there's a lot of people out here who let that control them a little too much. But I'm glad we didn't have that overpower us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's so true. And then for also like with that said though too, there's some things about like what's our favorite games, right? So it's kind of like what can resonate with us more or the most. So like with that said, what is your top 5 favorite video games of all time? So from the past and from the present.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to say Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yes.
I really like Crash Bandicoot. What else? Shadow the Hedgehog was a cool one. I kind of liked Borderlands. I kind of started getting into a little bit of Borderlands, and then I would probably have to say the last one. Let me think hard about this one.
Yeah, it's a hard choice.
Tony Hawk Underground. The first one. The first one. I can't leave that one out. That was when I was into skateboarding, I kind of got into it, and I used to be hardcore and dedicated to it. Going out every other day with friends from my community and skating. I was definitely on Tony Hawk Underground.
Man, and then like the music too. Like it wasn't like
that's when I first got introduced to MF Doom. If anybody knows what MF Doom is, my homegirl did this portrait of him right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I got kind of my introduction to that, and kind of an open ear for not like radio music, but kind of tuning in to kind of look into the spectrum of music outside of the radio, and how diverse that game was, and how he kind of came from a community somewhat like us, and how he just kept thriving to pursue his career in skateboarding. And how it taught us a valuable lesson about Eric. Like even your own day ones might even turn on you sometimes, but for the ones who always stay there committed by your side, that's always a blessing. So that's definitely was a lesson in that video game for sure for me.
Oh man, and that's very, mature you to catch that message too, because some people just go over their head, but
Absolutely.
that stuff applies to real life for sure. Story of my life,
Absolutely.
and it's like sometimes you meet the people that you needed before
Yeah.
later on in life, still right then and there, but that happens sometimes. But it sucks, yeah. But like you
It's
said, it's a blessing. So
absolutely. And it's just at the end of the day on you how you gonna react to it. You can act on it negatively or positively. But with me, I like to do it positively because if I act on it negatively, it's just gonna overcloud me and make me in this lower state of mind that I don't want to be in. But
yeah,
growing up, I kind of experienced the whole thing with friends turning into frenemies. But with that, I still keep in contact with people that I still grew up with, but we're not as tight as we used to be, but the level of respect and love that we got for another, it's still there because we grew up with each other. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Same environment, same community. So all I can do is continue to try to stay humble and not hold no grudges, despite what we've been through. Because at the end of the day, the people I grew up with, they come from the same place as me.
Yeah,
Kind of got the same struggle, same similarities. So
yeah, that's true, man. And with that said too, it's always like, okay, where do we go from here? Like growing up, since you guys have the same type of thing going on and the same upbringing, and then how life shows you later is like where you're at. It's never too late to do the right thing and to build yourself, but the earlier that you do it, the better for you, though. So that's good that, that you're doing what you're doing also, man. So
yes, sir.
cool, man. So one last question also to dig into this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where do you see the future of gaming, man? Because it can go any way.
Now, since the internet has been a benefactor in it, the possibilities are endless. Like you can make a business out of it, you can make profit off of it, you can connect people around the world off of it. It's open and broadened up a whole new horizon into life. Like people are connecting all over the world through gaming, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
Like even when I seen what you were doing, I don't really see people doing that like that. So it's very inspiring, especially to see another brother doing something like that and not being one track minded to
Thanks,
just
man. Yeah.
the things that a lot of people are doing out here, but doing something that resonates with you and turning it into a career. Just putting more on your plate than just not having no idea where to go in life, but applying everything that has been into your life that has been positive and turning it into something great. So the
Appreciate that.
the gaming community is endless and it's crazy. Like even with 2K, like playing a little bit of that and connecting with people on there is just like there's sometimes I'll be in the park and I'm like, man, these people are just so advanced and like. But what I love about people is when they keep that level of respect and be like, hey, everybody don't play the same. We're just all here to learn and get
Right.
better. And that's what I love about it.
Facts, man. Man, like, appreciate that because it's so true. Like, we,
Mm-hmm.
just try to do something different and show something more positive than what we are seeing, in media these days. But, and, but also having like gaming tournaments and stuff like this, podcast shows,
Yeah,
very open, not having these type of things like once a year, like some other people do,
doing it more than just once a year, because like
yeah. And then keeping it local.
absolutely. But at the end of the day, expanding across the four corners of the earth to connect with all of our brothers. You know what I'm saying?
That's the goal. That's right.
In a positive manner. Go ahead.
That's right. And
Before we leave, I
also,
want to say this though.
yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
I met my brother right here working at the casino, and
Yeah.
he was one of the first people who came up to me and kind of, despite not in our same, what do you call it, like occupations, like how I was the dishwasher and you were the server, and you were one of the first people who really came up to me and was real cool, calm, and collective, and we sparked it like that. So I'm with my experience being there, I was happy to meet the people that I met, but my
True.
most memorable was really being able to chop it up with you every day, because from my community, I don't really get a lot of people on a positive note, like trying to do something with themselves. So
Right.
I remember you telling me like this being here is just momentary to get what we need to get.
Temporary.
And
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. It's just a stepping stone in our life. And I was just like, man, my boy about to do this thing at Cal State. He about to become a firefighter. Like, it's just mad inspiring to finally, like, not finally see, but to see brothers out here trying to do something in the ordinary or just trying to just stay standard, but just having an open mind and just being open to anything. So
True.
it was just a blessing to just run into and get to build our relationship at San Manuel. With our little bit of short time that we was there, we made the best out of it. And every day when we seen each other, it was all love and positive energy. And it sometimes made my day go better because you know how it was there.
Same.
But at the end of the day, we here where we at now, and it's in the past. But it made us into who we are today and continuing to push forward in the future.
But
I just appreciate you allowing me to come up here and holler at you, man. I had to come tap in with you. It was only right, man.
Well, yeah, man. Before we head out today, man, do you want to let them know how they can reach you, either social media or anything like that?
Yeah. I'm gonna change my name because his name appropriate, but it's ThtNiggMIA, like an acronym like Miami. You can find me on PlayStation Network. I'll give you some info to put it on there so you can lay it out too, so where they can find me. I'm PlayStation Network. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, but mainly Instagram. But I don't spend too much time on there. But I want to build a format for myself to kind of reach the people in a positive note, because you know how the internet is.
Yeah, they can twist any little thing they can. Ridiculous.
You already know. We just use it to our ability to do what we need to do to rise up. Facts,
man. True that. And you know, if you ever need assistance with that, man, let me know. You know what I mean? Because I know some stuff that can probably help out too. So that's really cool.
I'm all right.
Yeah, man. So
I got the
cool dog you got there. Okay, what dog is that?
It's a pit. His name's Ragnar Lothbrok. It's my boy right here. I've had him for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Since I moved into this house over here on Del Rosa, he had him since he was a pup. He was really the only one out of that litter to survive. So we took him, and he's been with us ever since. So this is my road dog right here. Ain't nobody move around the house like him or by my side like this dude. So
that's right, man. All right, cool, man. Well, you know what, man? Thank you. You know, hope to have you again soon, you know, on the show.
All day, pleasure. I'm always down the slide through. I'll just tell you my schedule now. We can always do this again. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's all love here, brother. I appreciate you having me on here.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime, man. So all right, guys. Thank you guys for watching the show today for episode 2. Expect more episodes coming up bi-weekly. If you want to get a chance to be on the show, message me in the comment section or in the message section. So that depends on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So give us a message, and then we will see what we can do for you as well. So in the meantime, thank you guys for being here to watch the video, and thank Marcus for sure.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime, man. You know to holler at me. I'm one call away.
All right, cool, man. Thank you. All right, so guys, be safe out there, and y'all have a good day.
Everybody. Yep, likewise. Take care.
All right, peace.